Today we're going to learn a version of the 3-card Monty effect, or the chase the lady type trick. Just need a couple of cards that differ. Just 3 cards, we'll get rid of the rest of the pack. So we've got 3 cards here. All you have to do is follow the lady, which is the middle card. And all I'm going to do is just do it a little mix just like this, very fairly. And right now you know where the card is, but when we square it up with the other ones like this, it becomes a little harder as they look very much uniform. So most people would say it's in the middle, but it's actually on top. We'll try this again. Put the card in between them. You can mix it around a little bit. But this time I don't really want to do the mix thing, so what I'm going to do, try to very fairly put it right in the center. It still goes to the top. Last time. This time we're going to do it more fairly than ever. See the queen there? Going in between the 2 jacks. So we would all agree that the queen is right there, correct? Right, we've been seeing it the whole time. But actually, if we pull out that card, it's a jack. You could say top or bottom. Watch that jack. If I just give it a shake, we actually now have not just one, but both of the jacks down there, which means up here is the 2 jacks. Because down here is the lady. And that's the trick. This is a nice trick because it's so fast and simple. So you just need 3 cards, a few simple moves, 1 palm. So what you're going to do, start out, queens in the middle of them. You're going to emphasize this by keeping this visual in their head for a little bit, just showing the cards there, queens in the middle. Then when you turn them over, you're going to do a little switch like this that happens fast enough but smooth enough that they don't really know it's happening. All it is, grab it in your left hand, in a position to turn it over. Grab this card, and as you flip it, you're just switching this to this location, like this, which puts the queen on the bottom. So the queen's forward, and they're looking at the forward card, which is the queen. And then you switch it like that, so that jack is changing places from there to there. There. So that's all that's happening there. That's all the switches. So remove that jack, turn both of these over, and put the jack back square with that queen. So face down, this is the queen there. Put it like that. So all you're going to do is just keep your eye on the queen, which is of course the one going forward. So that's the idea. Queen's forward. Watch the queen. Right now the queen's on the bottom. You're going to give it a very fair mix, which is just to move the queen to the top. Square up all of these, set them down. Where's the queen? Doesn't matter what they answer. You're just going to reveal the queen's move to the top. Let me show these cards here. But what I like to do is just give those cards a quick switch. Put the queen underneath them like this. What this does is hides which of these jacks is on top. Then what you're going to do is do a strike double. You can actually just pull down on the bottom card a little bit. You can pick these up as 2. My double in my performance was a little sloppy, but you're going to pick these up as 2. Alright, so this is the double here. Alright, so you got 2 cards here. And then all you're going to do is behind there, you're just going to sort of situate this 2 here, and then just sort of rest this one here for just a second, and then you're going to turn your hand and slide it off in mechanic's grip, because you don't want to show that this is just 1 card, so you want to be careful when you flip that over. Then you have the double here. Alright, so you flip this card over. You're going to take the double, put it on top. So that was 2, so that means that the jack is now here. I'm going to slide it in between those 2 cards and push it in. And now it looks very fair, like the queen's in the middle, but we know that it's moved to the top again. Do that double lift. Time for the last phase. Moving through this kind of quickly. If you need to watch it twice, go for it. Put the queen in the middle. And this is just sort of playing up the superstition whether or not it's actually in the middle or not. Then what you do, this little move there, which just squares up the bottom card. So underneath it looks like this. You're just going to hold on to this a little bit, and then you're going to put your index finger on top, and you're just going to slide this up with the sides, so that way it stays square. Looks like this. And that squares up those two cards to get ready for a double lift. So, index finger on top, hold this card back, and square it up. From the front, looks like this. Doesn't look like much of anything. That's what squares up those two cards. So after you've gotten them squared up, and you're talking about how fairly the queen's in the middle, you're going to pull out this as a double and turn it over. Now at this point, you have the jack here as the double. And what you're going to do, if you know how to do that card turnover thing, I'm not very good at it. Some people I've seen are. Okay? Or you can just grab the card, and you want to grab it at the lower corner here and flip it like this. Then make a little move like this. So you have the two cards here. Okay? Queen and jack. And then you're going to do a false count kind of thing. You're going to show this jack. You're going to toss the top card, which is the queen. So they think this is a jack, so you're going to jack, toss, jack. It makes it look like there's two jacks down here. So you say we have two jacks, jack, toss, and then when you put this jack, you're just going to sort of rest it on the table and move your hands. And you want the jack about here. I like to do, because what you're going to be doing is you have this card on the table. One second. Have this card on the table, and you're palming it just a second here. So you want to get it in a position that's good for the palming. Now, I like a gambler's grip, which is where you hold it between that lower pinky knuckle and your thumb. One second.
Not nice. Oh.
And then.
Are we interrupting videoing?
That's okay. So I have the card here. Rotate it back and palm it there. So gambler's grip. And it looks like that. If you know how to do like a snap deal or something like that, go for it. But what you're going to do, rotate this down, set it on top, get it into a gambler's grip. Then what you're going to do is you're going to show this card up here, which at this point they think is the queen. You're going to quickly align these, flip it over, and reveal that you have two. Alright, so it happens pretty quickly. Nice job hitting the camera there, buddy. Anyway, fake, put that down, grab the back of this, turn it over, reveal both of these, and you have the card down here. So now this is based off of the Ole Mealing effect. I don't know what he calls it, but I mean I didn't buy that. I'm not revealing that trick. This is just a similar effect. That this is my handling of the trick. So I hope you guys like that. I'm going to go through the whole thing one last time, uber quickly. Queen forward, switch it there, switching the card, switch it there, do the little count, square that in, reveal the queens on the top. Alright, mix these a little bit, put the queen on the bottom and flip them, pull down the one card, grab the double, rotate that around, take the double, put it in between the middle, square it up, show the queen is on the top now. Put the queen in the middle, slowly start tapping it in, do our square up move, pull out the double, show that it actually is two cards, show one, show the other, palm, turn over, reveal. And that is the trick. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you liked it and enjoy it. Take care.